Well, howdy ho, good neighbor. It is apparent that I am at a disclosed location. We are in Hayward on Mission Boulevard. So we're gonna do a little walk right down this busy road, Mission Boulevard. Now let's talk about it. Mission Boulevard used to be the original freeway that goes from one end of California to the other. So what we're going to do is turn this camera around and yeah, if I see something real exciting, well, we'll take a video of it. But I have my microphone on, as you can see here, and this is a busy, loud, windy road. And we're just going to walk down this road. I have a little bit of time to kill. You can see it says stop. When the red light is on, there's people waiting to cross, and that's the man that's waiting to cross. So, yep, the walk sign is on. He's the one that activated it. So he was saying something to me or to himself. I don't know. A lot of times these people talk to themselves, but I don't know. But people don't like to stop and wait for pedestrians, especially when there's no pedestrians crossing. All right. Let's continue to walk down the road and see what we could see. Somebody's yelling at somebody. Let's hear. Okay. So this person right here is actually talking to nobody. I thought she was having a conversation with somebody. Maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna sit real slowly. Now I wish this camera had a mirror in the back of it. Then I could see what's happening behind me. But I'll do the quick glance around my corner. Yeah, she's still talking to somebody back there. I could always do the old spin move. That's what I could do. That's the new move. Yeah, she's talking to somebody, but she's really not talking to anybody. All right. So let's continue to walk. I'll spin this camera all the way around. And you, oh, I can hear her. Oh yeah, she's talking to somebody. All right. Well, there's their backflow preventer. Always looking at fire sprinkler stuff. I'm gonna stand off to the side and I wanna hear this lady. What does she have to say? Maybe she has something to say. I don't know. I don't know. Everybody's got something to say, right? So right next to the Kia dealership is the Honda dealership. And it looks like the Honda dealership would be more popular than the Kia. But no, not today. The Kia was full and the Honda seems to be empty. So this is Hayward's Auto Row. So you can see today with the wind blowing like it is, there would be no drone flying in this area. But there you go. I'm just curious of what this microphone sounds like in all this wind. All right, put that camera back over your shoulder. You never know who's coming up behind you. Now I just see something very interesting. Look at this. You see how those cars were racing down Mission Boulevard earlier? That was a light pole. My goodness. She's talking to somebody. That lady down there keeps Anybody that passes her, she's talking to. So I better keep moving, or she's gonna want to talk to me. But there you go, right there. That's evidence of a car crash. And by the way those bolts are bent, you could see a car was traveling at a high rate of speed and lost control and took out that light pole. There's the electricity cables that powered the pole, but look at the force of that car braking. Look at those bolts bent over. That one's completely bent over, and that one's completely gone. Wow. So that could have probably took somebody's life. I don't know. All right, the lady quit talking. She's talking to herself down there, so I'm gonna keep going. But I'm gonna find me another light pole like that, and we're gonna see how thick that light pole was. Now here's what I'm talking about. Yeah, this Mission Boulevard, you can see how long it is. As soon as this truck goes by, it's like I said, it's a highway, and people speed, and there is no speed bumps. They run their red lights and they race right down this boulevard. So here's one of those light poles that I was talking about. This is what they broke off, believe it or not. You see how every so many feet they have these light poles. Well, down there they're missing one. So this is what the car ran into, believe it or not. And underneath there is those bolts that is holding this together. Wow. All right. Just take that bolt off, and that's how you get to that power. I'm here at Eco Thrift Parking, and it looks like this place gets a pretty good business. I don't know what Eco Thrift is, if they're economically thrift or earth-friendly thrift, I don't know. All right, well, let's continue to walk down Mission Boulevard at Eco Thrift, whatever that means. And it's funny that there's all this parking on the street and everybody crams to get in there. It's just a weird world we live in. People don't think. I would rather fight for parking in there when all this is free parking. Go figure. And usually there's parking in the back. I don't know. All right, I gotta learn to turn that camera more smooth, more smooth. So it does look like Eco Thrift has fire sprinklers. You could tell by the bell. You see the bell on the wall? Probably not. Like I said, this camera has a hard time focusing. But Eco Thrift, huh? Who knew? Who knew there was such a place? All right, well, we've almost walked one city block, and I'm gonna do the full loop and walk on the other side and be done. Although there is a CVS pharmacy, so we could go get some sin and corruption like candy or something. I don't know. Ice cream. No, we'll stay out of there. See, I told you how many people speed down this Mission Boulevard. Is crazy. But it sure has been developed around here, that's for sure. All this is brand new. So if you've been to Mission Boulevard in Hayward, well, some things look the same. The old car dealerships look the same. But look at all this, all those houses in the back. And all these businesses, the Verizon, and this CVS looks new. Not brand new, but new. Yep. So there you go. Hayward Hills, Hayward, California. All right, there is a crossing block right up here. We'll cross the street and do the full loop and be done with this video. You still got to get used to talking to yourself on a camera, but if you really think about it, people are paying attention to their phones and they're paying attention to themselves. No one's really even paying attention to a guy holding a selfie stick walking across the street. But anyway. So here I am on Mission Street. I'll turn this camera around slowly, slowly, and Harder Street. Oh, and it looks like I'm gonna miss this light by that much. So right nowadays, I'm gonna go like this and do this.
Wait.
And then I'll pick this up. Look at that. I'll be nice. Look at this. Isn't that nice to do that? Yes, that is nice. For Farzid Banakaria would be proud. Now the funny thing is you cannot have anything without graffiti on it anymore. It is just everywhere. And I do see this guy's face all over Oakland. So whoever tags that guy right there, he's all over the Oakland post office trucks. So that tagger right there, he definitely gets around. So keep your eye out for that little clown face or whatever that face is. He's definitely around. Okay. So there you go. Hayward Hills, right here. Now we're waiting for this light to turn green on my side, but usually when you stand out like this, well, you're a sore thumb, but you don't feel unsafe around here. Look at that, In-N-Out Burger. Now I know that's new. This whole area has really blown up. So deer crossing, let's go ahead and read that. 'Tis the season, summer bucks. Interior house painting, okay. Looks like he's getting a pretty good business, but anyway, there you go. In-N-Out Burger, Ross, Dress for Less, oil changers, and yeah, we're just waiting for our turn right here. All right, let's go, let's go. That's what we're doing, waiting our turn. All right, I'm gonna cock this camera up and keep it out of the way of the sun. It's almost our turn to cross. So here we go. Here we go. Let's get this going. And look both ways, boys and girls. Look both ways. Look both ways. I waved at everybody, and we are definitely making sure nobody's coming around that corner. Just because it says you can walk doesn't mean you can be safe around here. All right, let's go check out the rest of this block, and we are going to be done with this video. But this is more of a test video of how this microphone actually acts. Oh, what kind of purse is that? That almost looks like horse poop. Now, I'm no poop expert, but that's not dog poop, I don't think. It could be a big dog, but I don't know. So just watch where you're walking here at the oil changers in Hayward. Either a big dog or a horse around here. I don't know. Which one is which? All right, so there you go. We got the selfie stick out. Now here's the problem with that. You see all those cars over there? They're watching me because there is no movement. The cars are just stopped. So anyway, we'll take a look at these brand new used cars. That's what I said, brand new used cars. And boy, those are the muscle cars that everybody wants nowadays. That's right, the Mustangs and the Chargers and the Dodges. That's right. Everybody wants those. And then they want the big trucks, the gas guzzlers. You remember the come on down to We'll See Ford, We'll See Ford. And he used to have like a monkey or something with him all the time. Yeah. We'll See Ford in Huntington Beach, Los Angeles. If you want to see him, come see Cal. Oh, Cal. If you want to see him, come see Cal. If you want to afford a truck, if you want to earn a buck, go see Cal, go see Cal, go see Cal. You remember Go See Cal commercials. Look it up on YouTube. I'm sure they're out there. He had like elephants, but I remember he had monkeys for sure. Go See Cal. All right. Whoa! Look at where he's passing. That is not even a passing lane. He's passing on the right. So all you motorcycle drivers out there, are you really in that hurry to die? It seems like when you pass on the right or pass on the left or split lanes, you're just taking your life into your own hands. And then you say, well, these cars don't see me and it's their fault. Well, whose fault is it when you're speeding down the middle of a lane that's not even a lane? I don't know. So it looks like all the businesses here in this part of Hayward are doing good. I haven't seen one empty business. Even the veterinary hospitals, looks like it's doing good. So if you are a business owner in Hayward, it seems like you're doing okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. You see how those cars are racing? I knew I would catch it. If you hang out here on Mission Boulevard, you're gonna see cars racing down here so fast that they're gonna actually break something. And they already broke that light pole across the street. I showed you that. All right. Yeah, this is definitely auto, what do we call that? Not auto row. Maybe it's auto row. All these are for sale, so there's a term for that all towns and businesses have around here. Auto row. Does that sound right? I don't know. All right, what I do right at this situation is I usually do the old 360 like this. When somebody walks around me, I'll just do the 360. But I probably should be investing in a bicycle mirror or something on that thing, so I don't have to do this to see around me. But that is a good move, just to see the cars going by me real fast. All right, there you go. The 360 selfie stick move to see who's behind you. See, that's a pro tip. That's your pro tip of the day. If you want to see who's behind you, do the 360 selfie stick move where you're acting like you're talking to somebody and pointing, and then you can see who's behind you, and you don't literally look like a fool. Really that much. I don't know. But to me, I always look like a fool, but this is something I gotta do. I gotta document history for you. And to tell you the truth, it keeps me busy, because if it wasn't for this camera, I would be going. Watch this car. He was speeding down the hill. I did the right thing. I let him go. He's in a hurry, so I'm just gonna let that car go, and I'm gonna give him the look right now. Give him the look. He even cut another car off. You see that? Everybody's in a hurry nowadays. So just watch your butt. There's where he was coming down that hill right there. So he probably lives up there. So you got to be careful who you cut off and who you flip off, because with any kind of investigation, look at how fast these cars come down this hill. I'm telling you. Wow. Tell me that guy's not in a hurry. And he just went around the block. So I wonder if he's going to come back. Let's keep looking right here. You never know. All right, I think we're almost done with this video. I would be curious if he came back. Doesn't look like it. Here comes someone flying by. Yep. He's got to be careful with all these cars going so fast. He doesn't even have a helmet on. Call me Darren, or call me a Karen. No helmet around here? That's kind of crazy. All right, I'm kind of crazy too. We're all crazy. All right, let's end this video right here at the end of this classic vans. How about that? Auto Joy. Whoa, I like that name. Auto Joy. Joy Auto. Joy Cool Auto. Auto Joy. So here's where I'm at. Auto Joy. And it looks like he's got a nice old van over there for sale. Prius for sale. Yeah, Auto Joy. All right. All right, we're almost done. We're at the Mitsubishi Motors and the classic vans. And then we're back where we started at the Kia dealership. I always want to see what this looks like all the way out. Yep, just like that. All right. So there you go, Mission Boulevard in Hayward, California. One of the oldest, I guess this is a trail. Before there was highways, before there was the 880 highway, there was Mission Boulevard. And before there was Mission Boulevard, there was probably a Mission Trail. And I know Mission goes all the way. Same with El Camino Real. Those two streets go all the way to Southern California. They might even hook up at one point, I don't know. But that's what it seems like to me. All right, well, we'll end it here at the old classic van. And look at those babies. You could really live in one of those, couldn't you? Got the awning and the satellite. Wow. That's a Mercedes. So that's what you want? That's what you get. But there's what I want right there, yeah. That's a beauty. They even got it all jacked up for you, like you're really gonna be doing that. It's got the winch and everything. So that's the Mercedes one. And here is the Dodge. All right. That's where we're ending it, right here at the van. Classic van in Hayward. How do you like that? All right, who knew that you can make something out of nothing? Well, believe it. If you want to make something out of nothing, I just did. I walked down Hayward Mission Street, one full block, and we saw a traffic pole light taken out. We saw some classic vans. And if you watch another video, I might make this even a long video, where we saw the Kia dealership torn up and getting ready for a new dealership. Well, these people right here must be from Hawaii or something, because they always have like stuff out in their yard. But that one sold. All right, let's go see the people from Hawaii's yard up close, because this camera does not pick up stuff far away. That's what I'm trying to say. But if you live in Hayward, well, you better not try to walk up the hills too far. Okay, there's the front yard I'm talking about. Now, is that like a yard sale? Or an old yard sale? What is going on here? I don't know. Is that a hoarder? Yeah, it looks like a yard sale. Or just somebody's yard. I don't know. Okay. Could be just a yard. That's what it is. Oh, and there's somebody sitting in that truck. Oh, I gotta love it. I gotta love it when people see you. You look like a fool. All right, well, we made it. We might as well really make it to the top, and then we'll end this video. And then I will bid you adieu, like Adam the Woo. But it looks like a lot of people sit in their yards around here. Yeah, you see how there's like chairs? That's what they do in Hawaii, and like in the, what do you call that? The Philippines and stuff. It just, you can't blame them because it is so hot that they just sit in their inside of their house. Oh, look what I see for the cat. Too bad it's already served its purpose. Look at the bottom of that. Okay, we are going to end this video right here. Look what I saw, or what I see. I said we're going to make our way to the top of this hill, but that's an Aegis fire protection. That it's a competing fire sprinkler company. Aegis. See that orange pipe on their truck? They do a lot of houses in plastic, so they can keep all that. That is no fun. No fun to do that type of work. Well, here you go. We finished it. We made our way to the top of Hayward Hills from Auto Row, and look where I found myself, at this undisclosed location. It's called Spring Grove Park, Hayward Recreational Area and Park District. And it sounds like they party next door. All right, there you go. Hard. Hayward Area Recreational District. Hard. And Patricia Vasquez, you should be ashamed of yourself. All right. There you go. I'll keep this camera on. I'll show you what Spring Grove Park looks like, and then that's it. That's all you get. A couple basketball courts and a playground right here. Spring Grove. And that must be the Grove at Spring Grove. YouTube video. YouTube? Yeah. Joy Cool. Joycool. Yeah. Have a good day, eh? All right, there you go. Spring Grove Park in Hayward, California. So maybe I just got another subscriber. You don't know. You don't know. You never know. All right. Well, they party next to Spring Grove, and it looks like a quiet little neighborhood. So let's get back down to where I belong, at the Auto Row. Well, as always, I want to thank you again for coming along with me on these Auto Row Hayward adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody. Yeah, Spring Grove Park. And those guys have a view, don't they? And some neighbors.